Beets are one of those vegetables that often get overlooked until someone over 50 hears they might help with circulation, energy, or walking comfort. Suddenly they're everywhere. But here's the truth. Beets aren't a miracle food, and they're not useless either. Their real value sits somewhere in the middle, and that's exactly what we're going to clarify today. Many seniors try beets once or twice, maybe as juice or added to a meal, and stop because they don't feel an instant change. That's not because beets don't work. It's because most people don't understand how they work. Beets don't act like caffeine or pain relievers. They work quietly, through circulation, and that process takes time and consistency. So let's start with what makes beets special. When you eat beets, your body converts naturally occurring compounds into something called nitric oxide. This helps blood vessels relax and widen, allowing blood to flow more easily. Better blood flow means oxygen and nutrients can move more efficiently throughout the body. That's why beets are often linked to heart health, walking stamina, and overall vitality, especially as circulation naturally slows with age. For many adults over 50, improved circulation can show up as lighter legs during walks, steadier energy during the day, or less of that heavy, sluggish feeling. This doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual, subtle, and easy to miss if you're expecting something dramatic. Now let's talk about common mistakes, because this is where most people go wrong. One of the biggest mistakes is using too much. More beets do not mean more benefit. Large portions or concentrated intake can sometimes lead to dizziness or discomfort, especially for those already managing blood pressure. Another mistake is ignoring personal health history. Beets are active in the body. Seniors taking blood pressure medications, managing gout, kidney concerns, or digestive sensitivity need to be especially mindful. Beets aren't dangerous, but they're not neutral either. Timing matters too. Some people feel better using beets earlier in the day, when the body is naturally more active. Using them late in the evening can feel uncomfortable for those sensitive to sleep or digestion. Digestion is another key factor. Raw beets can be hard on the stomach for some seniors. Lightly cooked beets are often easier to tolerate and still very beneficial. Now let's talk about the right way to use beets. The most effective approach is simple. Small portions, used consistently, a few times per week. Think of beets as a support food, not a daily requirement, and not something to overload. Pay attention to how your body responds. If energy feels steadier and digestion feels comfortable, you're likely on the right track. If something feels off, that's useful feedback, not failure. Also, don't ignore beet greens. They're often thrown away, but they contain valuable nutrients that support healthy aging. Light cooking makes them easier to digest and more enjoyable. Finally, remember this. Nutrition isn't about forcing results. It's about working with your body, not against it. Beets aren't magic. They won't replace medical care, and they won't work the same way for everyone. But when used thoughtfully, they can be a helpful tool for supporting circulation, movement, and overall wellness as we age. That's the smart way to use beets, with awareness, moderation, and patience. If you found this helpful, you're watching the right channel. This is True Age Wellness, where we focus on aging well, staying informed, and making health choices that actually make sense.